can see what's going on. So we're going to try it.
Got it.
You do have it. Look at you. Okay. Let's see here. All right. There we are. We're getting ready. Okay, guys. We're going to start out by starting our firecracker chicken. And Sarah's going to help me out. And she's going to keep an eye on our comments and questions so we can answer them. Anybody has questions for us, feel free to ask. Sarah's still learning to cook. She's not real comfortable in the kitchen. So we're going to see what we can do with it. First, we're going to get ourselves some chicken breast out. And we're going to get them out here. I like to wear gloves because then I can just peel them off and keep going. Because anything that's touched chicken is contaminated. So we need to make sure that. You going to pay attention over here, darling?
Yep.
So we are going to, first thing we're going to do is cut off the fat. Because we don't want any of that fat in here. And this is a really nice, tasty, it is spicy, but this recipe you can downgrade the spiciness if you don't like it really spicy. And this is not Sarah's favorite. Sarah's favorite recipe is the lo mein, which we're going to make next. So, going to butterfly first. Butterfly means to cut the breast in half. And then you're going to cut it into strips. If you find any more fat, take it out. We don't want our fat in with our food because it gets real chewy and gums up in your mouth. And then you're going to cut it into cubes. And if Sarah will open for me the large Ziploc.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the one, girl. And then keep your hands out of the way because nobody wants chicken juice on them. Most of all, not me. That's why I'm wearing gloves. How do you like that, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so one of Sarah's favorite foods is Asian food, and she especially likes sushi, but we decided not to make sushi because for 8 people, that's a lot of work. So we said, that's for the birds, and decided to do this other thing. So here we are. We're going to throw them in here. What we're going to do once we put them in here is we're going to salt and pepper them, and then we're going to dip them in egg and fry them. And when you do that, that makes a little egg pillow, and it makes a delicious little chicken pocket. And then we're going to make a seasoning. We're going to make a sauce, and we're going to put the sauce on top of it, and we'll bake it for 45 minutes at 350 degrees, and we'll stir it every so often so that it will glaze it. So, there's no rhyme or reason. These do not have to be any certain size when you make them. I do find out if they're a little larger, they're easier to turn. So that's always nice. So we're going to put this in here. Now, let me get rid of all this chicken. Oh no, go wash your hands.
Okay.
She has to go wash her hands real quick. I'm going to throw this away.
I'll wash my hands in here.
You can, or in the bathroom, whichever place you want. I'm going to get rid of this to the sink. Soap's right here. And then there's paper towels out here. She's not familiar with my kitchen, so she's still learning it. Okay, so we have our chicken in here. Now we're going to put some salt and pepper in here. And there's paper towels right there, baby. Right here.
Okay.
So this is my cousin Sarah from Dallas. And she is here visiting and trying to get away from the heat. Just throw your paper towel back there. It's fine, baby.
Okay. Right here?
That's fine. There's a trash can right there. See it? The little white one? Mm-hmm. So you want to put some salt and pepper in here for your chicken. I'm going to just grind it in there. Then I'm going to put some cornstarch in here. We're going to zip it up, and then I'm going to have her massage it all in it. Let me see. Here's our cornstarch. So we'll get about 1/3 of a cup. Put it in there. Okay, so what I want you to do with this is kind of just get all that chicken chicken covered in this cornstarch and salt and pepper, okay? Can you do that for me? Thank you. Okay, and in a separate container right here, while she's doing that, we're going to go ahead and get our sauce ready. And this sauce consists of 1.5 cups of brown sugar, which I'm taking her little thing. So we're going to get 1.5 cups of brown sugar in here. So I'm going to use my 3/4 cup. Get that in there. How's that look? How's our chicken looking?
Good.
Does it need some more cornstarch in there? Because there's quite a bit of chicky in there. Let's see. Yeah, we need a little more cornstarch in there. Shake that around. We're going to set that over here because we're going to fry it later in a minute. And then we're going to add to this 2/3 cup of buffalo sauce. You want to fill this thing all the way to the top with that?
Okay.
Okay, you do that. While she's doing that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And we're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
This much?
All the way to the top edge. I'll pick it up, don't worry. You don't have to worry about spilling it. Teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We have the oven preheating to 325. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good job. Put the lid back on that if you will. Okay. I'm going to have her mix this up once we get all this stuff in here. Okay, let's see. We got our salt. We got our apple cider. Oh, and we need 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper. This is where you can reduce the amount if you don't want it as spicy as it is. Between the buffalo red hot sauce and that crushed red pepper, it can get pretty spicy. You want to mix that up for me?
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to clear this stuff out of our way while you mix that. Okay. Now, while she's mixing that, I'm going to crack 4 eggs into this flat thing that we're going to dip our little guys into. So we need 4 eggs. Remember not to break your egg on the side of the table. You should break it on a flat surface so you don't drive the egg into it. Because you don't want to get any. Did you get it all the way to the bottom when you're mixing?
I'm trying.
You're trying. That's all that matters is you're trying. And you know what? You know what else matters? You're helping me. Sarah doesn't like to cook at home very much, so we're trying to learn to do some cooking here. And it's hard when you're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother taught me to cook, and my mom a little bit. And then other grandmas along the way. I've learned a lot from listening to other ladies. Okay, got our egg ready. We have
Someone said, okay, activity till B-Day says hi.
Hi. Thanks for saying hi to us. Hi back at you. Hi from Massachusetts and Texas, right?
Activity till B-Day says, it looks so fun making whatever you're making.
It is fun. We're having a great time.
Yep.
Okay, so the next thing is you need to move over this way, Willow, so they can see you. Okay, so we're going to take a pan, and we're going to spray it with some Pam non-stick spray of whatever choice of non-stick spray, because we don't want it to stick in the bottom of here.
He's liking our video.
Oh, good. Thanks for liking our video, guys. Okay, we're going to come over here. We're going to turn this stove on. And I'm going to do the cooking of this because since Sarah is not as familiar with cooking as I am, I don't want her to get burned on this grease. So I'm going to do this. We're going to heat up And then we'll start cooking it, and we'll put them into here as we get them done. So we can put them into the oven. And then Sarah's going to put the sauce on top of it because she's going to have it all stirred together nicely for us. So, let me get a dish rag, wipe off the counter, because I am a slob. Now this is really easy. Once you get it in the oven, you're basically done. You just have to stir it every 15 minutes or so for 45 minutes, and then you take it out and serve it over rice. We like to serve a vegetable lo mein with it, and that adds to it. So that's really nice. And our bobo tea was so good today. I have never had honey bobo tea. That was delicious. Thanks for introducing me to it. We'd like you to like and subscribe and turn on posts. Also, we'd really love it if you guys gave us some roses. Make my cousin really, really happy. And she's trying to reach, I don't know how many followers, how many likes did you want?
1 million.
She wants 1 million likes. We'll see. So, guys, make it happen for her. It'll make her vacation here in Massachusetts perfect. So, thanks for liking. Okay, what do we got going here? Also, if you could go to my YouTube channel and follow me on my YouTube channel, we'd really like that. We have lots of full-time videos there, so that would be awesome. Okay, let's see here. I think we're about ready. Let me turn on my noodle water, because we're going to have to cook our lo mein. So I like to put my hand kind of a little over the top to see how I'm doing, so that I make sure that I'm okay. Okay, our chicken looks like it's looking pretty good. Let me add a little more cornstarch to this. Okay, our other recipe that we're making is all vegetarian. And then we're going to do some, after we get done, we'll fry up some pot stickers and some frozen vegetable things to go with it on the side. Sometimes I make them from scratch, but it depends on how much time, and we opted to make bobo tea instead, so that's why we're doing that. So this is pretty easy. Just take your chicken and out, leave the cornstarch on, and drop it in the egg batter, in your eggs. I only do 4 at a time, because then if I have, let me put a piece in and let's see. Yeah, it's not ready. I only do 4 eggs at a time so I don't waste any, but you can do more if you want. And this is really a nice, easy meal. It also freezes up nicely with rice. You can take it as a lunch and keep it in the freezer and just pop it out and take it as a lunch. Or say you just don't feel like cooking that night, you can pop it out of the freezer and have it for supper or a lunch. Like, I don't cook on the weekends, so my kids love to use it as a lunch for them when I'm not cooking or for supper. Or if they don't like what I'm making for supper that night, it's a good way for them to get something that they don't have to make or go out and buy. Okay, we're starting to cook along here, so we're going to start adding these. It's okay to get excess egg. You don't have to drip the egg off. That's what makes the little pillows around the chicken. So, Sarah, when do you start back to school?
The 21st.
The 21st, on Monday, she starts back to school. So she's leaving tomorrow to go back to Texas. I saw it was 107 there today. I'm sorry, you're going to be dying of heat stroke when you get home. And she's in high school, so she's getting ready to go back to high school and enjoy her you're a junior, right?
Yes. I'm supposed to be a senior.
It's okay. Nobody needs to know that. But you know what? It's okay. She's a junior this year. And she also has a driver's license. And she had a job this summer at a summer camp. Didn't you? So she's had a busy summer. And then she decided to come up and visit us for a week. Okay, you can quit stirring for right now.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to come see how this looks when it's cooking, Sarah?
Okay.
But don't get too close. I don't want the oil popping on you. See how it makes the little things around it? That's what's called a pillow. So we're going to let them brown, and then we'll turn them over and add the next set. Okay? And then we'll put them in there. So I'll put some more chicken in here. anyone that cooks in an Asian restaurant because Asian food is so much prep and chopping and everything else. Those people that work in that restaurant, I'm telling you, they are awesome. I don't know how they do it. Hats off to you guys because it's a lot of cooking. And I appreciate whenever I go and sit, now that I've started making some of my own dishes, Asian food, be it Americanized or not, I am so appreciative of the food when I go there. I'm like, oh, look at how great this is, because me, by the time I get done chopping, as you will see next vegetables, when we start chopping vegetables, I have a tendency to be like, oh, I don't care. And theirs are always so uniform and nicely done. I'm so appreciative to their talent. Or maybe I should say their patience, because I have very little of it. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Yeah, these are ready to turn. Got a light brown on them. So we're going to turn them over. See how they have a little egg around them? That's what they call the egg pillow. You've probably gotten some Asian dishes and wondered how they did that. That is how they do it, guys. See how they do it? Let me show you. That's pretty cool. So, get them turned over here. Get them cooking now that we're getting going good. I probably could have turned the heat up a little more, but I cooked too quickly. Okay, add some more. Sarah, what other favorite Asian foods do you like? You like Thai food?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thai food's delicious. How about Japanese? I don't know if I've ever had Japanese. Have you had Japanese?
Yeah. I think I have it. Well, I don't know.
You don't? Oh, you know what? I think I don't know if that's Japanese or not, where you go and they chop everything up in front of you on that grill and then serve you. Is that Japanese hibachi? I don't either. But that stuff is delicious. I'm telling you. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We can throw some of these in. Once this gets going, it goes pretty quickly. I know the first time I did this, I think it took me forever. But as I've learned how to do it, it goes quicker. I don't really have to check the chicken to see if it's cooked because it's going to cook for another 45 minutes at 325 degrees. So it's always done when it comes out. So don't worry about that. As long as you fry it till golden on each side and then put it in there and cook it with the sauce, it will be fine. And yes, there's no right or wrong way to do this unless you want to do it evenly and nicely, which, as I've explained to you before, I have uttermost respect for those of you that do it correctly. I, on the other hand, am not that patient. Okay, these guys are almost ready to go in. So we only have a little more chicken left in here. Put in the egg. Cornstarch is really a good thing if you want to get a crisp on something that you're frying, but you don't want to change the flavor. Cornstarch is a very good way to do that. So I highly recommend you can do it on anything, even if you're putting a breading on the outside of some kind of meat. Add some cornstarch to it. It'll stick better, and it'll be crispy, and it's delightful. So that's just a little tip for you when you're cooking. Do you have any questions, Sarah, about what we're doing?
No, I don't have any questions.
You don't have any questions?
No.
I think she's a little overwhelmed. Are you a little overwhelmed with everything now?
No.
Just enjoying it?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, we're going to add those. And add these. You know, I bet your uncle from California might even watch this sometime. I don't know. He may be working, though, because he's 3 hours behind us. you about ready to toss this chicken with that sauce you made
Yep.
over there? Okay, we're getting there. We're almost there. Let's throw this chicken up that I have to add in. So we're hoping to eat by 6, so I want to be done a little early if I can be. That way I don't have to push it because everybody gets home from work between now and 6 o'clock. So I want to try to get things done. So Sarah and I are trying to get everything done before everyone shows up. And like I said, we're having our family plus 4 more people. That includes Sarah coming for supper. So we're going to have a house full. Luckily, I got some more chairs. So I got plenty of chairs. So you can just throw these in the pan. There's no rhyme or reason. They don't have to be single layer. They can just go in the pan any way you want because Sarah's going to toss them and make sure that they're all covered in the sauce before we put them in the oven. So it will be perfect because I know when I ask her to do something on cooking, she does a great job at it. She is really good, better than she thinks she is in the kitchen. Okay. So okay, we'll put our last of our chicken in here. There we go. And as you can see, I use my tongs so I don't have to keep washing my hands because my sink is in a different room, so it makes it easier. These are things that you learn over the years when you're cooking. Certain things are easier for your setup. Do whatever's easiest for you. Let our chicken get browned here. Try to remember which ones I put in when. So while that's browning, I'm going to get her 2 wooden spoons. And do you know what I mean by tossing or coating? Huh?
Not really. What's up?
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to have you take these 2. You're going to pour that over the top of the chicken when I put it over here. Okay? And then you're going to go like this and toss it until it's coated. Okay?
Okay. I'll
show you when I get it over here. Put a hot plate to pad down to put it on when I bring it over. Be just a second. I'm trying to get it all browned up here. Looks like that piece is ready. You can also do this in an electric skillet if you want. I just find it easier to do everything on the stovetop if I can. It's also nice because it's baked at 325. It won't heat up your kitchen a lot. So if you live in Texas, that's a plus.
Yep.
So get this in here. Turn our fire off. Well, okay. So here's our chicken. And why don't you go ahead and stir it. Give your sauce a quick stir.
Okay.
Go ahead and stir it up. Okay, now let me see the whisk. Okay, now I want you to pour this over the top of here.
Okay.
Just all around. Got it? Yeah, you do. Perfect. You're doing a great job. Okay, keep turning it upside down. We're going to get all of it out. Want as much sauce on here as we can get. Let me see. Let me help you with this. Okay, I got it. Thank you for not just letting loose of that. Okay, Sarah, now I'm going to show you what I want you to do. Let me get rid of this bowl. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Look over here.
Okay.
I'm going to have you go like this, and you just do this until it's every single one of them is coated with sauce, okay? See how I'm doing that? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, you do that while I move stuff around. When you get done with that, we're going to put it in the oven.
How am I doing?
Wow, you're doing a great job. Get these guys up here and that one back there. Make sure don't let anybody left out. They hate being left out. You don't want the chickies crying.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, no one likes to be left out. Not even. Okay, we're going to move our water for our rice up here, and we're going to turn that on. We'll bring our rice water to a boil.
Is this good?
Let me see. Yes, that looks terrific. Okay, kind of let's smooth them out. So there's, you know, covering the whole pan. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to put it in the oven. We're going to put these guys right here on my little sign that says I'll cook for wine. Sarah won't, but I will.
Okay.
Sarah cooks for bubble tea. Okay, into the oven. Sarah, you want to set a timer for 15 minutes so we know when
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
Awesome. Alrighty, now we're ready to move on to prepping our vegetables for our vegetable lo mein. Got a board here, and I'm going to do all the cutting because Sarah has informed me that she's not good with knives, so we don't want to cut any fingers off. I'm against that. How about you?
Yeah.
Okay, so first we're going to get ourselves a prep bowl. I have a few. Let's see. This will work. And we're going to put our first set of vegetables that we're going to throw in to stir fry. And those are going to be our mushrooms, garlic, bell pepper, and carrot. And broccoli. I wash all the vegetables ahead of time. So we're going to start with the mushrooms. I like to take the stems off. I don't like the stems. And then we cut them up into thin slices. And we throw them in there. I am using, you can use any Asian mushrooms. I am using shiitake and oyster. Do you know what those are?
No.
Do you eat them?
I eat mushrooms, but
You don't know. Well, these are really good mushrooms. I really like them. So we're going to put those in there. We have to cut them all up. These are oyster mushrooms. Look at those guys. Aren't they fun? So we're going to cut them. I always cut the bottoms off, and don't ask me why. It's just habit. I just don't like the bottoms, so I cut them off. I don't like stems. I'm anti-stem. So I cut all the stem off. So we cut up our oyster mushrooms. Oyster and shiitake mushrooms make a wonderful combination flavor palette, in my opinion. Everybody has their own likes and dislikes, so you do what you like. So you make sure you start your rice, because if you don't, and I'm not going to say that I've done this, because I have, forgotten to start my rice and everything's done, and then I need rice, and I'm like, I didn't make any rice to go with the Asian dish. Everybody's like, hey, now we can't eat for 30 minutes. Thanks, Mom. So, FYI, don't get so carried away in making your dish that you forget to start your rice. So, I have started the water for the rice, thank goodness. And for the noodles, because I have done that too when I'm making this lo mein dish. I forget to turn on the water. Now, for vegetable lo mein, you may have any vegetables in vegetable lo mein that you like, okay? There is no right or wrong. Vegetables, there are certain ones that are better than others. Boy, what was that? Others. My family doesn't like spinach in it, so we don't put spinach. They don't like what else do they not? Bean sprouts in this. They like bean sprouts and they like spinach, just not in lo mein. Okay, so that's why we don't put it in here. So we almost finished with our mushrooms. It looks like a lot of mushrooms, but as you know, once mushrooms cook, they get really small. There's not hardly anything else left. Yeah, it's true, isn't it?
Yep, that is true.
I know. So one of the things I like about what we're going to use, my cast iron wok, I really like wok, and I like my cast iron one because it gets nice and hot, and you need to have your wok exceedingly hot before you start doing anything in it with Asian food. I don't think I've used it for anything but different types of Asian food. Okay, we'll put all of our trash in here. Okay, next vegetable is going to be a broccoli. Do you want to use a little knife and do this? You think you can do that?
I don't know.
No? Okay, you don't have to. I don't want you to get cut, okay?
Okay.
So I'm not gonna get you or me in trouble. So I kind of break them up into little florets so they will cook some, but not too much. You want your vegetables a little bit on the al dente side. So we'll get some broccoli going in there. I'm not sure I'll use this whole head of broccoli because this is a lot of broccoli for this dish. Broccoli does not shrink. So we got some broccoli. You think we need a little more?
That looks good.
That looks good? Yeah, I thought it did too. So we're going to put the rest of that back. I think we will use half of the red pepper. Little tip while we're at it, if you don't cut the stem out, your pepper will not get slimy because it doesn't release all the juices. So try to leave your pepper top in when you're going to keep part of it. So that's a little tip on your pepper. Okay, we're going to make these into julienne cut. Julienne means long, thin slices. Take out all of our pepper top. And then you just do little thin slices. And like I said, I'm not as good at this as some people. But you know, I feel like a home-cooked meal at home with your family on a weeknight should be whatever you want to give them. So that just adds a little color. It also adds a little flavor. Do you like red pepper?
Not really.
Not really? Well, you know what? Can you pick around it?
Yeah.
Awesome. This is one of those dishes, if you don't like one of the vegetables in it, you can just pick around it. Because they're big enough, you can see them. Nothing hiding in there, right?
Yep.
No surprises. And that's the way Sarah and I both like it. No surprises.
Yep.
So, okay. There you go. See, I didn't even put hardly any red pepper in there. Now we're going to put some carrot. Do you like carrot?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to peel it. And then we're going to julienne the carrot too. Now, julienne the carrot is a little more tricky. You have to be careful or you will cut yourself. Not a fun experience. I can tell you that much. I want to tell you, Miss Sarah here, tiny petite person that she is, I have a 150-pound dog, and she wasn't even scared of him. And he gave her a sniff over, and now they're friends.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so we'll julienne. I like to cut the carrot one more time. I cut it in half, and then one more time, and then I julienne it. That way I get some little thin ones. You can buy julienne carrots. I personally don't like them already cut up. They're not as sweet, and they're not as good tasting. Look how pretty that is. Look at that. It's looking beautiful in there now. Oh, looks like our water's coming to a boil. Let me take care of the rice real quick. Now, this is a trick, guys. If you haven't forgotten, I'm terrible at doing this. I always boil the water over, so let's see if I can do it right. Woohoo! Success. Okay, so we got our rice in there with our salt and our butter. We're going to bring it, kind of give it a little mix around just to make sure that it's all stirred in with the water. Do not mix it while you're cooking it. It needs, otherwise it will become very gluey. We do not want gluey rice. Glue. Okay, let's do our other carrot. Can they see what we're doing?
Yep.
What's blocking it? Oh, see my husband coming home from work. So you guys will see him briefly because he's got to go do his nightly bike ride so that he can be ready for ski season, which he claims is in 90 days or whatever, something like that. Do you ski, Sarah? You like it? Do you like to ski?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to ski.
I ski all the time with my mom and my dad.
Do you? I'm jealous. I can't ski anymore because I got a bum knee. I had a knee replacement and then I have hypermobility in my joints, so the doctor won't let me ski anymore. Okay, now we're going to add some garlic to this. This is pretty easy. Ah, here comes the husband. You can come on through. We already told him you were coming. There he is. Woo! He's trying to sneak past without anybody seeing him. I was telling him, when is ski season, babe? I told him you had to bike ride because you were getting ready for ski season.
Well, Thanksgiving will be in 3 months. So.
3 months. Ski season starts up here after Thanksgiving. Traditionally, he goes skiing the day after Thanksgiving. So he's got to be ready. Got to have those legs ready. And we've had so much rain up here. He normally bikes all summer, but he hasn't been able to due to the rain. Okay, we're going to put some garlic into here, and this bowl will be ready. So we got to prep the rest of the stuff, but I like to prep everything into prep bowls before I start cooking. All right, so we're going to set this aside over here, and we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, then we need to do our Asian cabbage, which is also known as Napa cabbage. Do you like Napa cabbage, or do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know? It's nice. It stays nice and crispy. You probably didn't know you were eating it. Let me talk. I don't like this top part. I'm getting rid of it. Okay. Thinly slice some. Just add some texture in there, but you don't have to eat if you don't like it, okay?
Okay.
You can just pick around it. At Kathy's house, that's acceptable. Okay. And this, because of all the rain, this Napa cabbage has some dark spots on it, which there's nothing wrong with them other than I just don't like the look, so I always pick them out when I see those. It's not dirt or anything, it's just dark spots from too much rain. Okay, maybe a little more. There we go. Okay, so our cabbage is ready. Put this over here. And we'll dump this trash. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we need to clean this off here. And we are going to make the sauce that goes into our lo mein at the end. What do you think? Need some sauce? Give it some flavor? Okay, let's get ourselves a little up. No bowls up there. Hold on a second. Well, because we've been cooking like crazy women today, okay, our rice has come to a boil. We're going to turn it down to low. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes for rice. Okay, what are we going to use? We can use one of these. It'll be fine. Okay, so in a small bowl, I'm going to have you mix this after I get this all in here. Whoops. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. We don't want it to be too salty. Okay. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar, which somebody forgot to bring out. Okay, how much did I say? 2 teaspoons of sugar. Actually, last time we made it, we said it was too sweet, so I'm going to only put 1 teaspoon in. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of sesame oil. And a half a teaspoon of sriracha. Gives it just a hint of spice, but without being too much. And then we're going to add some fresh ginger, and I'm going to show you how to do your fresh ginger so you don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Let me get in here, Missy. Oh, nope, I don't. Like, it's in the dishwasher. So, to get your fresh ginger, it's really easy, and this is a little hack. Take your piece of ginger, cut off any knobs you don't want. Take your peeler and peel off what you're going to grate. Ginger is very pulpy and woody, so I don't like it chopped in my food because then you get those pithy pieces. So I take it and I grate it, and I use a small microplaner. That's what this is. And you do this, and you just do this. I'll let you see it from that side. We need a teaspoon. Let's see, what do I need? I need a teaspoon and a half of fresh ginger. Oh, it's time for us. Alexa, stop. You need to stir this. Pull our chicken out. Give it a quick stir. You did a great job, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I love having a person that cooks with me that does what I ask them to do. Okay, you want to set the timer again for 15 minutes?
Yeah. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes.
Very good. Yeah, chicken. Thank you. Okay, that's our little sauce that's going to go on our lo mein. And I'll give you a little whisk, and you can whisk that up real quick. Pretty easy, huh? I don't twirl. I'm letting it drain the oil out of it. No. Have a good bike ride, babe. Okay, got that mixed up?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, what else do we need to do now? Okay, we still have to cook our egg noodles, so we need the water to come to a boil. That's not. Okay, you can quit stirring that. That's good. Oh, we gotta get the tofu out.
Yeah, what did I talk about?
Oh man, that's your favorite part. So here's our tofu we did earlier today in our earlier video. And you can see how wet these are. Look at that.
Whoa.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And that's why we do that, is to get all that moisture out of there. Let me get a cutting board, because I have too many anyway. Okay, and a knife. What size do you like your tofu when you have it?
I guess medium size.
About like that, and then cut into pieces? Okay. So we're going to cut this up and toss it in cornstarch, and that's going to make it so it will get nice and crispy.
Okay.
And then we'll remove it from our pan. We're going to start this because this is going to take a little bit. It doesn't cook real fast, okay? Okay, so there's our tofu. Does that look like the right size for you?
Yep.
Okay, so in this vegetable lo mein, we are using tofu. You can use anything you like in it, but that was Sarah's request that we do tofu because that's one of her favorites. And I like it too, so I was all about it. Sarah and I have similar opinions. Most meats we don't like because of the texture. So add a little salt and pepper. And then, woo! I just covered myself in cornstarch. That was fun. I'm having one of those days where everything I touch goes south. There's a reason why they call me the hot mess in the kitchen. Okay, so we're going to toss this in the cornstarch. Get it nice and cornstarched up. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn our wok on so it can start getting hot. You want your wok screaming hot before you put anything in it. So we're going to let it heat up while I clear some more stuff off of here. Because we certainly don't need all this stuff in the way, do we? Actually, we're running ahead of schedule. How did we do that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I thought I calculated it. I must be getting old or something. Okay. Anybody have any questions for us? I don't know. I don't know when Sarah's coming back the next time, but next time she comes back, we'll probably cook together again. Won't we?
Yep.
So, let's see here. We can put this out of the way. And done with this salt. While we're waiting for that to heat up. Put this out of the way. So, Sarah and I are going to take, actually, I think we should wait to do this. Sarah and I are going to take a quick break, so we're going to put this, we're going to stop this live recording, and we're going to come back in a little while, probably about 30-40 minutes, and finish the meal off. What do you think?
Yep.
Okay, guys, enjoy your afternoon, and we'll see you guys in about 30-40 minutes. Come back and see us. Thanks for joining us.